Hi guys, my name is Miranda Hunley, and I'm going to do another episode for the My Hometown Horrors category that I have on this channel. And today I'm going to be talking about Patricia Adkins. This case was actually recommended by somebody for me to do, which is a first, so that's kind of exciting. But before I start talking about this case, I want to say that I do not mean any disrespect to the victim or the victim's family. Everything I am about to say, I mostly got off of the investigation discovery show called Disappeared. Season 3, episode 2 is about Patricia Adkins. And I also dabbled a little bit on Google and the Facebook page that I will put a link to in the description, because this case really hit my heart. To start off, they talked about Patricia, who is also known as Patti, and I will refer to her as Patti. But they talked about how Patti had a 7-year-old daughter, and in the interview on the investigation show, her sister said there is no way that Patti would leave her daughter unless something awful happened to her. And I have a 7-year-old daughter, and the same, honestly. I would fight hell and back to see my daughter at the end of the day. And Patricia, Patti, and her sisters all seemed like very close, like best friends, and me and my sisters are best friends also. Seeing that Patti was my age when she disappeared, she has a daughter the same age as my daughter, and her relationship with her sisters was absolutely heartbreaking for me. And I want to do this video, one, because it's a very popular interest for people, but also because I want her name and her face out there. I don't want her to ever be forgotten. I want us to keep looking for her. So that's the main goal for this video today, is to find some type of justice for Patti Adkins. To start off, a little background about Patti was she was described as very intelligent, very hardworking. She was at her job at Honda in Maryville for 10 years, and she started from the bottom and she just kept working up. She kept earning these promotions. She kept learning everything she could to be the best at what she was doing. She was also very devoted to her family, especially her daughter. It was June 29th, 2001, and Patti was going to work. She was super excited because it was the last day before shutdown, which is like a little kind of mini vacation for the workers. Nobody works till the end of 4th of July. But Patti had this romantic getaway with her boyfriend planned. So she was seeing this guy for a couple years now, and she was head over heels for him. She was so in love. And this vacation that they were going on, it was their first vacation together. The first time they could really spend some alone time outside of work together. Patti was just excited. She was ready for some adult time and to see her boyfriend. But the boyfriend was in the process of getting divorced, or that's what he just told Patti, was that he was in the process of getting divorced from his wife. For him to plan this little getaway for her, she was really starting to feel like he was starting to take her seriously. And he was getting her hopes up that, okay, well, he wants to spend 4th of July with me, and he planned this really romantic vacation in a remote cabin in Canada for just the two of them and not his wife. So she was thinking, okay, we're getting the ball rolling, and maybe soon we can be like an official couple. She worked second shift, so that afternoon she drops her daughter off, and she reminds her sister that I'm going to a remote cabin after work, and there's not going to be any cell phone service, so I'm not going to be able to call. And that's not too weird, because I've taken vacations in like 2019 in cabins where I had no cell phone service at all. So for it being 2001, that's not like crazy. But her boyfriend also said, well, don't pack anything, because he wanted her to ride with him to Canada after work, and he didn't want it to be completely obvious that they were going away together, because he didn't really want the coworkers to know that they were an item. And he said that, just, I'll take you shopping once we get there. Which that just seems a little weird, but she was excited, I mean, I get excited when my boyfriend says he's going to take me shopping. Like, anybody would. Like, hey, I'm going to pay for everything. But Patti had loaned him about $100,000 throughout their relationship. So he kind of owes her. Like, he owes her a lot of money. She said he was going to pay him back. That was an agreement. So she took out $100,000 from her retirement, from like her home loan, from her credit cards, and gave it to him. And his excuse was that he needed that money for the divorce. He was going to buy out his company, so when he gets divorced, it doesn't go to his wife's name. Since Patti was riding with her boyfriend to Canada after work, she gets a ride to work from a friend. And then after work, she crawls in the bed of her boyfriend's truck. And he had just bought this, I don't know if I'm saying it right, a tonneau or a tonneau. It's like a cover for the bed of the truck so nobody could see her in there. So she crawls in there after work, and the boyfriend is giving another coworker a ride home from work, and Patti's just in the back. Like, he's just driving around and she's just in the back. And they go to Burger King after work for a snack. So that kind of just shows how this boyfriend viewed Patti. Like, she's super excited to get this romantic getaway and go shopping and just spend quality time with her soulmate. And he's just letting her flip-flop in the back of the truck, and he goes to Burger King. He doesn't even try to make it like a quick commute so she can hop into the passenger seat. Sunday, July 8th rolls around, and Patti is supposed to pick up her baby girl, but she never arrives. So her sister calls Patti multiple times with no answer. And after a while, she calls up the boyfriend. The wife answers and says, no, he's not home right now. This gives Patti's sister a little bit of relief because, okay, like, he's not home. He's probably still with Patti. They're probably still in Canada. So she waits a little bit, and then she calls back, and the boyfriend answers. He says, Patti? Who's Patti? I don't know a Patti. And understandably, this makes the sister's stomach sink. What do you mean you don't know who Patti is? You were supposed to be in Canada with her. So she hangs up the phone, and she does a missing person report. And about 3 a.m., she just can't sleep. She's worried sick. So she calls the boyfriend back at 3 a.m. And the wife answers, and they talk for a good 15 minutes. She tells him everything. Like, Patti has been getting all this money out and giving it to your husband. Patti has been seeing your husband for 2 years. Patti even buys him gifts. Patti bought him a Hard Rock Cafe t-shirt when she was visiting her sister in Florida. The wife just had no idea. So the police go there. And when the police go there, one of the big things that kind of was like a red flag to me was that tonneau that was on the back of the truck wasn't there anymore. It was rolled up and in his shed. Those things are $200. Those things were $200 in 2001. And he had just bought that a week before Patti and him went to Canada, and now it's in his shed. So why else did he buy it and use it for a week? Also, there was freshly poured concrete, and it's not even formed. It looks like a concrete truck just accidentally spilled concrete everywhere. So the police get out cadaver dogs, and they start scratching at the concrete immediately. So that kind of indicates that there is a dead body under there, or a dead body had been laid there, or something, some type of trace of a dead body was on that concrete. They go into the boyfriend's room. And a little pause. It's really hard not saying the boyfriend's name. I'm sorry, guys. I keep like almost slipping up and saying it. If you guys want to know his name, it's on Google. It's on the Facebook page that I'm gonna link, but I'm just not gonna say it in the video. So they go into the boyfriend's room, and they go through his clothes, and there's a Hard Rock Cafe t-shirt that the sister said she was with Patti when Patti bought for him. And the wife is saying, oh, I've never seen that before. I don't know where that came from. So they take that as evidence also, and they're asking the boyfriend about his relationship with Patti, and he says, oh, we worked together, and like she bought me a birthday card, but I ripped it up really fast because I didn't want my wife to see it. I love my coworkers. My coworkers are my best friend, and I just don't buy them birthday cards. Why did Patti just buy a random coworker a birthday card? I don't know. It's almost like maybe they were doing the dirty. I don't know. Then they question the wife, and the wife says that her husband was home at 2:30 that night. So him and Patti clocked out. It was second shift. They clocked out at 12 midnight exactly. Patti clocked out at midnight 19 seconds. So why did it take him 2.5 hours to get home? I don't know. But when they question the coworker that he gave a ride home with, he said that there was a wait at Burger King for 45 minutes. So then they go and they question the person working at Burger King that night. It was like, hey, at 1 a.m., did you have a 45-minute wait? And they said, no, there was no wait. Absolutely none. So that's kind of odd, too. They take some evidence. They dig up the concrete, and they did not find a body under the concrete. The evidence that they took was the Hard Rock Cafe t-shirt. They also took that tonneau cover, and they found Patti's cat hair on it. So that means Patti had been around it. Maybe the cat hair was on her shirt, and then it was on the bottom side of the cover. And they also found blood in his truck. But the blood was so small that they could not test it. So that blood was never tested. And I have a lot of hope, and I'm putting a lot of positive energy out, and I am praying that forensic science has advanced enough, or is going to advance enough really soon, that they can test that blood sample, because that will be the nail in the coffin. In 2009, Patricia Adkins was declared dead, but her body has not been found, and nobody has been charged in her death. And I know that there is somebody out there who knows some details that can give this family some closure. I have a theory. My theory is not facts, okay? It's not facts. I think it was the boyfriend. I think that the boyfriend's wife probably planned it or something, or I think she was involved with it. I don't think that boyfriend was home at 2:30 a.m. I think that she was being an alibi for him. And I also think that he worked with that coworker, probably. I don't know. But eventually that boyfriend had to quit Honda of Maryville because he was getting bullied. Poor guy. This man can go to his daughter's wedding, watch his son graduate. Patti got 7 years with her daughter. Her daughter got 7 years with her mother. And this man is just out walking around, living his life. I don't know how the wife didn't know about an affair. I don't do my boyfriend's laundry, but I have a pretty good idea when he has randomly new pieces of clothing in the bedroom that we share. What was her thought when he just dumped a bunch of concrete in their yard? Like I said, it wasn't formed. It wasn't like a porch. It wasn't like an expansion on the garage or anything. It was just dumped there. Like, he took a shovel and was just like, and she was just like, I can't say his name, but oh, him. What? Why did he buy that cover for his truck and then take it off after a week? She didn't question that at all. Dude had an extra $100,000. Like, she just was not questioning that. Like, my first thought would be like, is my husband selling his booty? She didn't question it. Because she knew. So the boyfriend has not been charged yet. And like I said, I'm not going to give his name. And that is why. Because technically you're innocent until proven guilty. But he shouldn't be worried about our judgment at all. He should be worried about the judgment after this. Because there's a special place in hell for people who take mothers away from their children. Patti is 5'8" with hazel eyes. At the time of her disappearance, she was around 120 pounds. She was wearing her white Honda uniform, and she had a flower tattoo in the middle of her back, along with pierced ears and brown hair. Patti deserves to be laid to rest. Her family deserves some type of closure. If you have any information on Patricia Adkins, please contact the Union County Sheriff's Office at the phone number on the screen. Thank you, and thank you for coming to my video. This video, like I said, has a special place in my heart, and I am going to continue to put her name and her face out there until we find some type of closure for this family.
Smash that subscribe button.